Yeah, it's going. I'm just getting it started. Yeah, we have to start with the Bucks. At least they ended on a good note. At least the Bucks went down and then up. So at least we're on a good trajectory when we're talking about the Bucks. But same with the Badgers too. But we're gonna start with the Bucks. We are back again on another Wisco Fanatics Wednesday. Talking Bucks and Suns, Bucks and Blazers, Bucks and Pacers, and then Badgers. So we're gonna start with the Bucks and the Suns Thursday night. If you want to know what Jake and I were thinking about the Serge Ibaka trade and what the Bucks are going to do in buyouts, which we're going to talk about after we talk about the games, we have a little bit to talk about with that. We talked about that on Friday. We talked about Pat Connaughton. We have a little more information on that now. But as far as Serge Ibaka and buyout candidates are concerned, we did do that on Friday. So everything that we said is still valid from that. So if you want to know about the Ibaka trade and buyout stuff, go check out that video from Friday. But we're going to start with the Bucks and Suns game, and I'm going to kick it over to Jake.
Bucks and Suns. What's up? Yeah, I'm just gonna congratulate James over there for 1 second. Chelsea, not gonna congratulate you. Do not like you right now. We're gonna get you back. That's all I know. Also, Chelsea, since you're here, would you like one of these? Would you like one of these? I'm sure you would like one of these, but I'll keep this one for now. I was just gonna say, last game of the road trip, you could tell, it was a highly competitive game, and it definitely felt like it meant a lot more to Phoenix than it did Milwaukee. Not to say that the Bucks were not trying. Yeah, you could probably buy one on the Bucks shop if you go.
You can just wait and get the Bucks 2022 NBA championship hat.
Yeah, the back-to-back one. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that one too, and I'll show you that one too, Chelsea. But it felt like it meant more to the Suns than it did the Bucks. The Bucks were competing for a little while, but the wheels fell off.
To that point, the Bucks were on the fourth of a 4-game road trip in games that they had just destroyed 3 teams in a row.
Yeah, he did. Chris Paul, he passes the ball a lot, and it goes for a lot of assists. See? She is making my entire point. It literally meant more to the Phoenix Suns fans than it did the Bucks fans. Bucks fans are just kind of like, we lost this one.
4th game of a West Coast road trip.
And you know what my favorite part? My favorite part is everybody sharing Giannis getting dunked on that alley-oop. But you know what? We got the block when we needed the block, okay? Mm-hmm. So I am perfectly okay with him getting dunked on that point because Giannis gets dunked on. Every shot blocker gets dunked on.
Every single one.
But they block enough shots, so that's why they have the courage to go try for a block.
I would absolutely have you rather get dunked on once out of 100 tries than to not go for the block.
And the only reason that people are going crazy is because Giannis is such an athletic freak, right? And he does so many amazing things. And Tyler just has a buttload of stats to share.
I got good Giannis stuff.
So if you want to hear some crazy stuff about a 27-year-old guy that's on the top 75 players of all time, stick around. It's going to be awesome. But
you could probably crack top 25 already.
He might be. Phoenix went on a run. Bucks started missing some shots. Phoenix took advantage of it, and like I said, this meant more to them. The one thing that really did stick out, I know Chris Paul had an amazing game, almost 20 assists in this game, 19. But DeAndre Ayton was eating inside. The Bucks were doing too much switching, and Ayton was just taking advantage of it like he should. He's a 7-footer. You get a guy who's 6'8" or 6'4" on you, you're supposed to finish that,
Yep.
And we've talked about this before. The only thing that I really cared about that sucked about this game was Pat Connaughton getting hurt. Wisco Fanatics' favorite player, Pat Connaughton. Him getting hurt was the only thing that I cared about in this game, so hopefully he'll come back soon.
So the word on Pat Connaughton is 4 weeks. So he'll be back by the middle of March probably. Maybe a little bit closer towards the end of March. But Budenholzer did confirm that Pat Connaughton and Brook Lopez will be back during the season. So keep an eye on, I guess, maybe mid-March for Lopez and Connaughton. The name of the game with this Bucks-Suns game was the Bucks needed bigs. Yeah. They got one earlier in the day, but they didn't have any to play with. I mean, Bobby Portis was the only big man. Obviously, Giannis is Giannis, but the Bucks did a ton of switching just because they don't have the bodies. They don't have enough guys to try to throw at the Suns' big men. And the Suns ran some plays where even DeAndre Ayton and JaVale McGee were on the floor at the same time, or Bismack Biyombo and Ayton, or any combo of those three were on the floor all at the same time. And the Bucks, being shorthanded, were left to defend those guys after switching with Wesley Matthews and Drew Holiday and Pat Connaughton. And when you're giving up,
Chris.
yeah, when you're giving up 6 to 8 inches on a guy, I mean, you should be able to make jump hooks over people.
You're 7 feet tall. You should score
Yeah.
over 6'6". I'm sorry.
Yeah, and some miscommunications by the Bucks too. You do all that switching. Eventually, somebody's not going to switch at the right time. That led to some layups and dunks for Phoenix. I mean, you take away those mismatches and some of the turnovers, and the Bucks, could have kept this game a little bit closer. But stop leaving Drew Holiday open. I don't know why Phoenix didn't learn that. He was just cashing everything. This game had 18 lead changes in the first half.
It was very good. It was very competitive back and forth in the first
Yeah.
half.
Just the Bucks missed Lopez, and they could have used Ibaka. Phoenix had 36 points in the paint by halftime.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points in the paint.
Chris Paul was getting there. I'll say that. And he was kind of dictating how our defense was playing at a lot of points during this game.
Yep. I mean, Middleton and Holiday were playing well early, just a little bit too many turnovers. They had 10 turnovers, and they weren't even halfway through the third quarter. It's just it's just a bummer. I mean, this game reminded me of Wisconsin and Illinois when I got my college basketball coach in here telling me that the tall guys should be dominating the smaller guys. And that's perfectly ties into my next point, was that this game reminded me of the Badgers in Illinois, where the Badgers didn't have an answer for Kofi Cockburn. The Bucks just didn't really have an answer for DeAndre Ayton. And even similarly in the Blazers game, but we'll get to that. This game too, we're gonna get to Giannis. We're gonna get to
cheese.
Giannis.
Stick around. We got some stats, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Giannis when it comes to the Pacers game.
Yes,
But
sir.
this Suns game, I mean, even through the Blazers game and the Pacers game, Jordan Nwora, he looks lost. He needs some time. He needs more coaching, and he needs more polish. There was one point during this Bucks Suns game, the Bucks were running like a hack and Alfred Payton, trying to get him to the free throw line, and Budenholzer is damn near out to half court like this with his hands in the air, trying to get Jordan Nwora to foul. And he finally realizes it, and then Budenholzer walks back to the bench with his hands in his face. I mean, yeah. And like you said, the Bucks just ran out of gas, not contesting shots, missing a lot of shots short. I saw a lot of that, a lot of front rim shots. But the Bucks still came home from their West Coast road trip 3-1. So
that's all you can ask for is going over 500.
Right.
Even if you split on a road trip, usually teams are happy. And they Reggie Miller said it on the telecast. He said, usually your fourth game on the road, this would be called a throwaway game, but it feels different because it was a finals rematch.
Right.
That's not really fair to the Bucks. Like, come on, man. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. It is what it is. It's just one loss. But after you're playing all three of those games, then you're going to give us the Suns, the best team in the league, as our fourth one. Like, it's kind of chalking it up as a loss already,
Courtney says hi.
Hello, Courtney.
All right, let's get it out of the way. Let's talk about the Bucks and Blazers.
Oh my God. Okay. You want to
Say
start?
what you want to say.
Me to start?
I'll start. I don't have. Whatever.
You start.
All right. So, big things here. 71 points in the first half. Don't do that. That's too many points. Giannis was originally listed as probable for this game. He did roll his ankle on Jay Crowder's foot in that Bucks Suns game. He did sit out. Budenholzer said it was a short-term thing. Obviously, that proved to be the case because he played Tuesday. Serge Ibaka made his Bucks debut, 6 points, 7 rebounds. The annoying thing about this game was the last 8.5 minutes of the second quarter. Portland went on a 34-14 run to end the second quarter. That's about all I have to say until we get to end of the game totals.
All right. So Simons for the Blazers, 31 points. He had 7 3-pointers.
Get to know that name. Familiarize yourself with that
Anthony
name.
Simons is a good player.
He's a rising star.
They're considering, rebuilding around you and trading Damian Lillard. That says some stuff. I mean, the kid won the dunk contest. And he can make 7 threes.
So
Good
give him some respect. Go look at his last, 5 or so games. He's playing really, really well. If you don't already know the name, get to know the name. He's gonna be a popular player.
Yeah, he's a good player. Nurkic had 23 and 16. He absolutely was murdering us down low. We looked small again in this game. And Josh Hart, he had a great game. 27.7 rebounds, 5 assists. He had 5 threes himself. I mean, you just take those 3 guys and you look at that and you're thinking damn, the Blazers probably won this game, And then you get to the Bucks and Chris Middleton almost had a triple-double, although 9 of his 16 points came from the free throw line. And it wasn't just Chris. I felt like the entire team was rushing shots. I felt like we were out of rhythm a lot. We would go up there, we'd pass to one guy in the fast break, we'd get an open 3, we'd be like, oh, we got to shoot this. And we would shoot it, and we would miss, they would go down, they would make their 3-pointer. If you look at the stats, it's what it looks like. They have 5 more made 3s on 2 more attempts, so they were more efficient from behind the 3-point line. Also, the Bucks I felt like they took bad shots. It's not that you're missing shots, but when you're taking bad shots, now you're compounding the problem, and then it's just a downhill slope from that point. This was just a bad game. I said that the Suns were a throwaway game. This was definitely a throwaway game.
Yeah.
Bad field goal percentages. I mean, Nwora scored 17 points, which is more than Chris Middleton, and I didn't feel like Nwora left a print on this game at all. That's really how I felt.
Their plus minus was the same.
Yeah, I mean, and rightfully so. They probably were the same.
Yeah.
I mean, Wigginton, I'll say this. He was one of the few bright spots in this game because I think that he's improving, and he looked really, really good last night too. But, dude, he is balling the last couple of games. I'll say that. I'm just saying. I wanted to give him props. I had a star next to his name. Those are my little tells. Anyways, Bucks lost this game. It sucked. One person I did want to throw out there that kind of told the tale of this game was Trender Watford. He is a bench big on the Blazers. His season average is 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. You're like, that guy sits real deep on the bench. Doesn't get a lot of playing time. Well, in this game against the Bucks, he almost had a double-double. He had 9 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. That guy doubled and tripled all of his season averages against the Bucks. Of course he did. It feels like it's 2004 again, when Tracy McGrady would come to Milwaukee and score 50 every time he played us. But I just wanted to that right there to me, when I look at that, just kind of proves that this was just one of those games. You know what I'm saying?
So Portland, I mean, they have nothing to lose where they're at. If they lose, it's they're tanking. If they win, hey, we won. So you're going against the defending champs who have without their best player.
Mm-hmm.
You go and you play with a lot less tension. You go, you play, you have fun. Like you don't care about the end result. So there's no tension on Portland. So they played loose. They played, fun. The Bucks, when Giannis is out, and the assist numbers point to this, the Bucks got to keep the ball moving when Giannis is out. Keep the ball moving around, move it around. Budenholzer talked about it post game. He wants the ball to be moving faster. The Bucks were out assisted in this game, 30-18. So that perfectly ties into what I'm saying. You got to keep the ball moving faster. Play, it's not to say that the Bucks don't play as a team when Giannis is out there, but Giannis has a high usage rate. I mean, the ball goes through Giannis a lot. Yep. But when Giannis is out, keep the ball moving faster, keep the ball moving more, get open shots for your teammates, stuff like that. Some really gross stuff is rebounding. The Bucks were out rebounded 58-43.
Yep.
Phoenix got 14 offensive rebounds.
The Blazers, but yes.
Yeah, the Blazers. I looked at Phoenix.
That's okay.
The Blazers had 14 offensive rebounds, and
Yep.
because of that, had 10 more shots, 10 more
Yep.
attempts with those 14 rebounds. Yeah, get to know Anthony Simons. Bobby Portis, 17 points and 9 rebounds. Drew Holiday, 23 points and 6 assists. Between Drew and Middleton, 11 turnovers. Gotta get those down.
Yeah.
I hate. I'll talk about turnovers a little bit more in the Pacers game, but as far as the Trailblazers game is concerned,
yeah, throw that in the garbage.
onto the
I agree.
Pacers.
One last thing. This loss to the Blazers, the Bucks had a 6-game win streak heading into this game against the Blazers. That's over with now, but it is what it is. I just like streaks.
No, that would have been ended by Phoenix, but yeah, I got you.
No. They had a 6-game winning streak versus the Blazers.
Oh, okay.
They had a
Well,
just
we can
against
go
the
back to
Blazers.
winning streaks if you want to talk about the Pacers.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so the Bucks are now 4-0. They swept the season series against the Pacers this year. I think it's either 8 or 9 straight now against the Pacers. What do you want to say? I got lots to talk about with this game.
Okay, what do I want to say? Noira's still not ready. I'm just going to sound redundant saying that every week.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday played well, I thought, even though he didn't shoot the best. Chris Middleton played better because he went down to his role. But here's the main thing you got to say. Giannis is the best player in the NBA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
I got a lot of evidence to back you up on that.
I'm going to let Tyler say all his stats, and if he decides to leave me some because we talked about it before the game, then he does. If you want to take them all, I'm okay. I just want to.
I'm going to save that for the power pair because, spoiler alert, Giannis is one of my power pair. So I'm going to save a lot of that stuff for then. But talking about strictly the Bucks-Pacers game, Giannis is back, setting the tone early. The way that he was playing, it made it look like this is how I feel. I don't know this, but this is how I feel. I don't know if I'm ready to call the Celtics a Bucks rival yet. But this is how I feel. The way that Giannis came out playing this game on both ends of the floor, 12 points in the first quarter, 18 points by halftime. I feel like Giannis had to be told to sit out the Portland game, not that he said that he couldn't go. That's how I feel based on the way that Giannis played in this game. It seemed like he was almost angry that he had to sit out Portland game. And poor Indiana that they had to try to deal with that because they were not dealing with it.
No.
So, handful of things on here. The Pacers took a 48-46 lead. Oh, okay. All right.
I know you.
You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
All right. Pacers went up 48-46. Bucks responded with a 14-2 run. That's good to see. 9 first half turnovers though. That's too many. 9 first half turnovers. That's if you did that both halves, you'd have 18 turnovers, and that's gross.
Yeah.
9 turnovers led to 13 points off of turnovers for Indiana in the first half.
Kept them in the game.
It was a 6-point game at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
So second half, only 4 turnovers. That's much better. Serge Ibaka is showing some defensive assistance. He's not out there blocking a ton of shots. That's not what we were expecting with him. We just want him contesting shots. We want him making things harder for people. I'm interested to see the Bucks play the Hornets again and see what he does with a guy like LaMelo Ball, and to see the Bucks play the Hawks and have them have Trae Young to see if he can affect those floaters in the same way that Brook Lopez does.
Okay.
That would be a big deal in a potential playoff series versus either of them. Bobby Portis he's been really up and down the last handful of games since the West Coast road trip.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't buy a foul. Like 3 possessions in a row, he was trying to get a foul. After that, Lance Stevenson gets a foul call for Drew Holiday touching his pinky. It was really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
One thing you can't do, you can't be letting guys get offensive rebounds off of missed free throws.
Yeah.
That's just a non-disciplined thing. Just don't do that. The Bucks. I don't know. I don't know what it is that it feels like the Bucks when they play streaky players, they always have like nuts games, unless it's Julius Randle. But Buddy Hield is a very streaky shooter. Like you think Middleton is inconsistent, like Buddy Hield is way worse as far as consistency is concerned. 1 for 13 is his last game. Dropped 36 and made 8 3-pointers.
He was feeling it. Yep.
Yeah. So this is what I want to say about turnovers. I can forgive them when you're trying to make plays. The turnovers that I hate are just like the careless, passing to nobody. You thought a guy was going to stay in a spot and he didn't. Leaving your feet to pass, that's never a good thing. Don't do that. And then just the dribbling turnovers. When you're just dribbling the ball for 15 seconds and you dribble off your leg, or you let a guy take the ball from you, like it happened to Bobby last night where he was kind of backing down on the post and somebody came down and just took it away from him. Yeah. Those are the turnovers that I want to see cut out. If you're trying to make a play for somebody and, a pass gets intercepted, or, you throw a pass that you're trying to get to somebody, trying to get somebody a better shot, I can live with that. Those are effort plays. You're trying to get things going. That I can live with. I just want to see the careless turnovers cut out. I guess just more discipline is what I want to see from the Bucks. But so Giannis, as we know, dropped 50. His scoring by quarter, 12, 6, 13, 19. Okay. So pretty balanced scoring. I thought this was interesting. The Bucks scored 128 points, only 10 3-pointers.
I know, I saw that. That's crazy.
62 points in the paint.
Dominated inside.
That's insane. All right. Do you want to say anything else besides Middleton, 19 points, 8 assists, Drew Holiday, 14 points, 8 assists? Do you want to say anything else about the Bucks-Pacers game before we do a power pair?
I just wanted to – I was going to bring up Bobby Portis, but I'm glad you did. I wanted to congratulate him. Even though he shot bad, he still went and got 14 rebounds. That's something that we're going to need. That's big for us. And Ibaka, 9 and 5. Ibaka had a really nice play where Middleton was driving and he just dropped it down for Ibaka and he just two-hand slams it. And I'm just like, dude, this is the stuff that I see in my head when I'm thinking that we're getting another big man. Those are just easy points, man.
Yep.
And, like you're talking about him just affecting shots, and that's what Brook does. Brook doesn't – he gets plenty of blocks because he's long and humongous. Yep. But even if he just affects a shot and we can get a run out, and that's just the stuff that we're looking for. And I just want to say we're not Dante haters, if people are wondering, but we are very happy with Ibaka. We're trying to win titles now. We're going – okay, Bucks fans, I know that this is hard. You have to take your mindset from rebuilding, keeping young assets, to now we have to acquire assets. We are buyers now. We're not sellers anymore.
Same with draft picks. Like I saw somebody complaining the Bucks haven't had a first-round draft pick that's hit since Dante. The Bucks haven't held on to a first-round draft pick since Dante.
Yeah, for real.
And we mentioned in the live that we did on Friday that the Bucks got 2 second-round picks in the deal with Dante. Yeah. Don't expect the Bucks to hold on to those.
I wouldn't.
I threw this out there in an article that I wrote last weekend, actually, that while the second-round picks sure can be used to like reload the roster and maybe groom a couple guys. They're doing it with Jordan Nwora right now. Mm-hmm. But look what the Bucks turned second-round picks into last summer. Sam Merrill, who was literally the last draft pick, and 2 second-rounders got us our starting shooting guard, Grayson Allen.
Nothing wrong with that. And he made
basically 3 second-round draft picks.
And he made Dante expendable, which brought Serge Ibaka in. You go full circle. We're getting Grayson Allen and Serge Ibaka out of that deal. Yeah, I'll take that every time. Come on.
For Dante, 2 bench warmers and 3 second-round picks.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Both the guys that we got game, and they're impact players. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah, we got a starter and a rotational player.
And I the thing I don't understand is everybody's acting like Grayson Allen's just like some old, 34-year-old guy. Like, he's not that old.
I think he's in his 5th year in the league.
Yeah, he's got to be around the same age as Dante, so I don't know why everybody's freaking out.
I think he
And-
was a year or two before Dante. I think he was drafted in 2018, so he might be in his 4th year in the league.
But we still got
Maybe
Allen locked up for years after this, so it's like
They
we're locking up
extended
all
him
our
by
core
2
players.
years. Yep.
And now we got money, so now we're gonna lock up Bobby. So now we're gonna be contending for years and years and years. Aren't you happy about that, or you guys?
The
just
Bucks
wanted-
got a little over $3 million. They got $3.2 million with Serge Ibaka in the deal.
Hey,
And they sent out 4 with Hood and Ojale. They sent out $4 million and got 3.2 back.
Works for me. That's all I know. Works for me.
And Ibaka's deal is expiring. He's a free agent at the end of the year, so the Bucks will have a little bit of cash to play with at the end of the year. Not a lot, but a little.
Imagine going back to back and having money to play with. Talk about a flex. Talk about a flex.
And a 27-year-old fucking freak monster.
Oh my god. I don't know how to describe him anymore. Okay, I do. I lied. I was setting this up. I don't care what anybody says. I really don't. This is my opinion, and this is Tyler and I's show, so we can say whatever the hell we want. Giannis is the greatest Buck of all time. I'm sorry. To me, he is. He's better. I mean, he's been around longer. He loves Milwaukee. He wants to build here. He brought us just as many championships as Kareem.
Yep.
Now we might go win another one. I mean, right after Kareem won the title, he pretty much dipped after that and went play with Magic Johnson and Worthy and all them. So, I mean, is he wrong? No, because he ended up with a lot of MVPs and a lot of titles. But Giannis is the greatest Buck of all time as this point stands. So, if you want to get into the power pair, Giannis is clearly in both of ours.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just say mine first because
ahead.
Tyler's got a surprise one. And I think
I
figured out
have
who it is.
lots of surprises.
So my first one is Giannis, obviously. I mean, he only played, over Kareem and Big O. I'm sorry. It has to happen. Wait till you hear some of these stats, man. Isaac, just wait. Giannis, this week, he only played 2 games, but he averaged 34, 10.5, and 6. I mean, the guy is 7 feet tall and averaging 6 assists. It's just, God's reach is the best. You're never going to let me forget that. My second one was Drew Holiday. I think Holiday played well, even though he didn't shoot the best in the last game or one of the games here. Which one am I thinking of? But the Phoenix game. He still always brings the defense, and me and you, we always see eye to eye on the defense. We both love people that just exhibit both sides of the court.
Yes.
And we get excited about the Badgers playing defense. That's what we watch Badgers football for.
Yeah.
But Drew Holiday always brings the defense, but he averaged 19, 3.5, and 6. So, I mean, that's still good out of your third star. I'm shocked he's still not on the roster. Oh, God. Don't get Josh going.
Steve said in the comments, also the landscape of the NBA has changed, so the title now carries more weight than Kareem's. I mean, that's fair. I mean, the way that the NBA is nowadays, especially with the power balance shifting to the East, and the way that they got that title going through Brooklyn,
True.
That series was stressful.
True. Oh, man. Now I'm going to say it's kind of off topic, but it's talking about titles, and I've always felt this way. Because everybody's always on Aaron Rodgers about titles, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that always bothers me is because they've seen Brady-led teams win so many titles.
Yeah.
Social media has really ruined, the title. They think that football, the quarterback wins the title because the quarterbacks get the wins and losses. I understand.
I hate that when people put records on quarterbacks.
I hate that the quarterbacks get the wins and losses because
They
give all the
do
credit.
It with pitchers in baseball either.
They shouldn't because think of a guy hits a crazy home run that barely gets over the wall, and that's how you get a win as a pitcher. Like, I understand.
Brandon Woodruff is a perfect example. Brandon Woodruff got no run support last year.
None, and he was a stud.
He had like a 2.56 ERA last year, and he was 9-10.
He was damn near. I'm not saying he was as good, but he was damn near as good as our Cy Young Award winner. But like you said, he had a 9-10 record. But he was a freaking monster. Eats up innings. He gets strikeouts. He has nasty stuff. By the way, I'm supporting the Brewers as well because, God damn it, we need some baseball.
Anyways, pitchers and catchers were supposed to report today, I think.
I know, I saw that. That's why I put this on today. But anyways, I just hate that the title stuff. But it does mean more in basketball because there's only 5 players on the damn court.
Yeah.
But stop doing that with football, okay? It's totally different. Totally different. But
Yeah, and that's
I'm gonna
like
let
Isaac,
you go. I'm gonna read this.
or James just said in the comments that he was watching a YouTube video saying how Brady's ruined the way that we look at Super Bowls because people think winning them is easy, and if you only win one or none, then you're terrible. So
Exactly.
and the stop with we're gonna have Andy Herman on the show next Thursday, so we're gonna have a lot of Packers talk next week. But stop trying to act like Matthew Stafford is anywhere near all time where Rodgers is. He's not even close to where Rodgers is at.
Listen, there's levels. There's levels, okay? And Rodgers is up
Matthew
here.
Stafford is in the Joe Flacco level.
Oh, Joe. That was rude. That was very mean. You leave Matt alone. He only threw 2 interceptions in the Super Bowl. He didn't play that bad. He's had to get carried by his Offensive Player of the Year wide receiver again. He's not that bad, okay?
And a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year winner.
Yeah, listen. When
Actually,
Devontae won
another
Offensive
one
Player of
that
the
had
Year,
multiple, yeah.
Rodgers won the MVP. So did Stafford win the MVP? No, he did not.
Brad said that's a low blow.
Said he trusts Stafford
Colin
more than
Coward said
Rodgers.
we should.
Do it.
Stafford literally threw 2 picks in the Super Bowl. Oh my god, that's dumb. Well, we don't particularly care for Colin Coward. Like on this show, if you talk to Jake and I, the analyst that we would probably identify with the most is probably Nick Wright. I don't know if you agree with me on that, Jake.
Here's what I think. I do not have enough time to teach all these people who do not know what they're talking about. That's what I think. Jesus.
We got like 2 hours every Wednesday.
Dude, I can't do this. I don't care what Colin Coward said. He is retarded. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. That's a bad word. I am just so sick and tired of listening to these guys that make lists and make millions of dollars, and now he's going to clickbait us and be like, oh, Matthew Stafford's on fire right now. He's a popular thing. Let's say he's better than Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is also on fire right now. Listen. Matthew Stafford's not better than Aaron Rodgers. Okay, sorry, simple as that. Tom Brady, talent-wise, is not as good as Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, plain and simple. I'm just going to leave it at that. Tom Brady played with a much better coach, much better defenses for his entire career. And it is not easy to win the Super Bowl, no matter what narrative you have in your head. And the most laughable thing happened to me today. A Bears fan was trying to laugh at me about Rodgers not making the Super Bowl. Think about that for a second. And then I brought up the Bulls, right? So full circle, I bring up the Bulls. We're coming back to basketball now. I'm talking about the Bulls, and there's a list out there that I saw today on Twitter, and it talked about how the most playoff wins since 2000. And the Bucks have more playoff wins than the Bulls since 2000, believe it or not. I would have not thought that.
The Bucks were horrible for like 10 of those years.
They were very bad. And his first comeback was, the Bulls were bad in the early 2000s. Yeah, what were the Bucks? The Bucks were horrible. Seriously, for about 10 years. They were terrible.
They snuck in 2008, and then they were like bottom 3 in the league for like 5 years until we drafted Giannis, and then they snuck in as like an 8 seed, and they just kind of
literally were making the playoffs at 8-42 for years.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we were terrible for years. Terrible for years.
Had a 15-win season in there, too.
I do not want to hear about Colin Coward on this goddamn show anymore because he's terrible. Skip Bayless somehow is worse. Skip Bayless is somehow worse than Colin Coward.
Yeah.
It's like they're competing on Fox to have the worst analyst of all time.
Yeah.
The only one I like over there, I mean, I like Nick Wright. He's okay. But the only one I like that's like a major one, and I don't even like him that much, is Shannon. And I just like Shannon because he's funny. Yeah. He gives Skip a lot of slack.
I used to like Max Kellerman a little bit. Now I'm kind of 50-50 on him.
Bro, when I heard him say that he would take Justin Herbert over Aaron Rodgers, I was done. I was absolutely done. And then I looked at my TV and I was like, now I know why Stephen A. kicked you off first take, you bum. You're saying stuff like that. Yeah. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, and God. I don't care for Stephen A. after all the stuff that he said about Milwaukee. So back to Milwaukee. All right, here we go.
Jeez.
It's nuts Giannis stats time. So, Jake, do you want to do the 12th time and third player stats with Giannis?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that one.
So I'll give you some of them before I start rattling off all the crazy shit.
I'm I'll just say my couple, my three, and then you can just take off
Do
from
it.
there. Last night was Giannis's 7th 40-point game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
It was the 8th 50-point game in totality for the whole league. The 8th 50-point game Giannis had, and it was the 12th game in NBA history with 50 points on 80% shooting. To make that stat even better, it's only the third time that's with 10 rebounds. The other two players that do it were Wilt Chamberlain and Karl Malone. Tyler is the master. That's all I got to say.
All right, here we go. Giannis in his last 5 games, 33.8 points, 10.8 rebounds, 6.2 assists, 65.9% field goal shooting, 55.6% three-point shooting in 31 minutes a game. Giannis, his 50 points last night, 21 shots are the 4th fewest attempts in NBA history to score 50 points. Currently, this is insane. Giannis is now the NBA leader in scoring after he dropped 50 last night, and Embiid only had 19. So Giannis is number 1 in scoring, number 7 in rebounds, number 12 in blocks, and number 20 in assists. He's 54th in minutes.
Think about that. All right.
Giannis averages 32.5 minutes per game.
That is disgusting, dude. He doesn't even play 3 quarters.
That's
And
true.
Not even leads the NBA in points. Think about that. Who stops him?
Here you go. You ready? You ready for this?
Yeah.
This is per 3 quarters. So NBA uses a stat often called per 36 minutes.
Yep.
Giannis is currently in his 4th season of averaging 30 points per 36 minutes. This is his 4th season that he's on pace to do this. LeBron and Kevin Durant have never done that in their career. Giannis has done it 4 times, or he's on pace to do it 4 times. Kobe Bryant has done it once. Giannis is on pace for his 4th.
Probably 05, I would think.
George Gervin, Joel Embiid, Bradley Beal, Steph Curry, and Wilt Chamberlain have done it twice. Giannis is on pace for his 4th. James Harden has done it 3 times. Giannis is on pace for his 4th. Michael Jordan leads the NBA 4 times in his career did he average over 30 points per 36 minutes. Giannis is 27 years old.
He's going to destroy that record.
He's going to murder that record. His efficiency scoring it's never been done before. I've compared him to Shaq level efficiency scoring. He's better than that. He's more efficient than Shaquille O'Neal while still averaging 6 assists a game.
And still dunking on people, bro.
Oh my God. Just like the other day, I argued with somebody for like an hour and a half that he was saying that KG is a higher overall all-time power forward. Giannis has already surpassed Kevin Garnett. Everything that Kevin Garnett has done in his career. Giannis is in his 9th season. Kevin Garnett played like 21 seasons. So the only thing that he's got is totals, just strictly because Giannis is active. Mm-hmm. But Giannis has already passed him in accolades. They have the same number of titles. Giannis has a Finals MVP, which KG doesn't. Giannis is a better scorer. He's a better shooter. The guy argued it down. He kept getting into smaller and smaller corners. He's like, Kevin Garnett was a better shooter. It's like 2 points is 2 points. And then he's like, well, Kevin Garnett's a better mid-range shooter. It's like 2 points is 2 points.
Giannis dunks on people better.
Giannis has a most improved, which I wouldn't have expected KG to have. He was a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
KG had 1 MVP. Did not go to the finals with the team that he was drafted with. Giannis has 2 MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year, and now a Finals MVP. Giannis has already passed him as far as accolades are concerned.
And he's going to crush him in All-Star appearances. Not that it really matters, but it does.
Tim Duncan, I think, is the only power forward I could put ahead of Giannis right now. I think based on resume and just the way that the players are and the way that Giannis does what he does, I think I'm ready to say that Giannis is the second best power forward ever. He's above Dirk. He's above KG. Somebody mentioned Charles Barkley. Like, that was a good idea. Um, I mean,
the
as
only
far
thing
as
I'm going to
power
say,
forwards is, yeah, I think Tim Duncan might be the only one I'd put above him.
I would agree with Duncan being above him. Now, if Giannis gets a couple more MVPs, say he gets to 4 MVPs, right? We'll just say he gets to 4 MVPs, he gets to 3
James,
titles.
you don't want to go down that road with me, I promise you. Karl Malone, I can agree with.
I was just going to bring him along.
I'm fine with interchanging those two. Tim, Giannis played last night. They have a day off. I would perfectly expect him to be playing. Yeah. If it was a back-to-back, then they probably would have sat him out last night. But yeah, he'll play tomorrow.
Oh, I cannot wait. I hope Embiid breaks out that weak-ass step back again. I'm going to laugh so hard. James, I know you were watching the game last night. And you were laughing so hard. Are you going to be there? That's sick, dude. Jeez,
Al
Tim.
Horford. Look at Tim, yeah.
Give me some tickets, man. I'll go with you.
Al Horford and his paper-thin vertical out here blocking Embiid's double step back.
How bad is that, dude? He didn't even have – he barely jumped. He barely had a jump. That was terrible.
That was ugly.
That was the slowest step back I've ever seen. And I've seen my cousin do a step back.
All right, so looking at Philly, this is what's next for the Bucks. They only have one game coming up because then they have All-Star break. So looking at Philadelphia, so Joel Embiid is obviously the player to note. Doesn't sound like James Harden's going to be back until after the break. So keep an eye out. Now, Philadelphia, they were embarrassed last night. They lost by 48. They're probably going to come out. They're probably going to come out swinging. So the Bucks are going to come out with energy too. Josh, take a guess which one he's throwing shade at. Philly's going to come out swinging. The Bucks need to come out aggressive to put this away. Now, when that happens, I can really see this game getting chippy quickly. So, I don't know. Maybe the refs will throw out a technical foul early in the first quarter if this game gets chippy. But Embiid is probably going to be angry because the 76ers got absolutely embarrassed last night.
Yeah. The Celtics are on fire. You can't win 9 in a row and not be called on fire. Not Brendan Michael because he's not feeling good.
Yeah. Or send him home for a pizza and a gallon of milk.
A gallon of milk, yeah. Everybody watching is just like, you ate a whole pizza and a gallon of milk and you felt bad? Yeah, well, that's what we thought too, and we were 11 years old, okay? But anyways. Yeah, the Celtics are on fire, and I'm sorry, but I think James Harden going to the Sixers is really going to ruin them.
James Harden is a cancer. I will continue saying it. I've been saying it since he's been in Houston.
Stephen A. Smith tried to justify the trade this morning, and he was talking about how James Harden averages 28 points in the playoffs. Okay, well, why did he get blocked by a 900-year-old Manu Ginobili? Okay, that's not my fault. Yeah. The only reason that they were ever close to beating Golden State in their peak was because of Chris Paul. 100%. Had nothing to do with James Harden.
It had some, but it was Chris Paul. When Chris Paul went out, all of the air went out of the tires of Houston.
Yep.
When Giannis went out, the Bucks rallied and won 2 in a row.
Yep.
That's what championship teams do.
That's called leadership, playmate, got a good locker room. I agree with that. I'd agree with that. I mean, we were playing Atlanta and they were playing Golden State, so there's levels. But still agree. Brings an uptick to the Philly strip clubs. Yes, he does.
I bet he does.
Man, so many strip club jokes ever since he got. That's your legacy, James.
I like how
flopping in strip clubs.
And I like how he was trying to act like he didn't want to ask to be traded, as if he even remotely discussed it, that it was going to be news.
Right, dude. And if you don't remember, he wanted to go to Philly before he ended up in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the reports before he got traded to the Nets, is he wanted to end up in Philly. So he still ended up where he wanted to go. Let's not play dumb, okay?
Yeah.
By the way, the Nets fleeced them. The Nets absolutely destroyed the Sixers in that trade, in my opinion.
Dude, the fact they got any sort of picks involved in that, and what I saw was 2 firsts is what I saw.
Dude,
plus
and they got
Simmons
a big body.
and Curry.
Yeah, they got a big body. It doesn't even need to be a good big body. It just needs to be a big body. And then they got a guy that shoots threes. The Nets absolutely won that trade. Not even close.
Plus, they got better on defense.
Yeah, they got a million times better on defense. Now, I'm just going to say this one time, and I hope this gets to Stephen A. Smith. Somebody cut this part out and send this over to his bald ass, okay? Ben Simmons is not guarding Giannis, okay? I don't give a shit how badly you want it to happen. It's not happening. Ben Simmons is not... I will show you a highlight video from 2019 of Giannis absolutely punking his little ass under the rim. It ain't happening. Oh, he's strong enough and long enough. Yeah, okay. That's why he got his ass dunked on with the left hand, little dude. It ain't happening. Nobody stops Giannis. Stop saying that shit.
Yeah,
I'm sick
you
and tired of it.
really don't.
I'm sick of it.
Last thing to talk about with the Bucks is, as of today, they officially signed DeAndre Bembry. Seriously, I'm going to tell people this now. Do not expect a lot from him offensively. I'm going to tell you this now. Do not expect a lot from him offensively. He is going to play a very similar role to Wesley Matthews. That's what he's going to do. He's going to come here and he's going to play defense. That's what he's going to be here to do.
Defense wins championships, right? Ask Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm. Or Giannis, who's currently, according to the NBA, the leader for Defensive Player of the Year right now.
That was smooth.
That's what I do.
That was smooth, baby.
All right. You have anything else you want to talk about with the Bucks?
I don't know. I'm seeing James comment, and I kind of want to shit on Ben Simmons for a little bit. That's up to you, though. No. We can move on to the Badgers.
Yeah, Ben Simmons is one of the most scared offensive players. Yeah, he's... Unless you're shooting from like this far away from the rim, yeah, Ben Simmons isn't going to help you a ton.
Bro, and he's really good in the fast break. I'll say that because he can handle the ball, he can finish at the rim. But I mean, other than that, you take the fast break out of it, and in the playoffs, let's be honest, there's not a lot of fast break points in the playoffs. If you get a run out, it's because you made a crazy play on defense, right? You jumped the passing lane, you tipped the ball out. That's the only way.
The regular season guys are going to go let you get those dunks. They're not going to...
In the playoffs, it's real. It is real. Yeah. And that is what I've been telling Bulls fans. I'm like, bro, trust me. The Bucks have been really, really good. Best in the league. Number one offense. Number one defense. We got our asses whooped in the playoffs because it's different.
Yep.
And it took Giannis and Middleton, and we got Drew, and it took everybody growing up for us to get over that hump.
If I was a Bulls fan, I'd be concerned about the way that DeMar DeRozan plays in the playoffs.
I said that today. Because I was like, you guys got nobody to stop Giannis. That was my first point, right?
That's easily the first point. They don't.
Simply, they don't. And then he's like, oh, do you have somebody to stop Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan? I'm like, bruh, Drew Holiday has something to say about that.
Right.
Allen plays good defense. Chris is a good perimeter defender.
Pat Connaughton is a good defender.
Wesley Matthews.
I
was like, Wes just put clamps on Curry. Everybody's in love with Curry. He's put clamps on that little dude, bruh. Like, come on, man. Don't come in here talking about no defense. When the Bucks need to get a stop, they'll get a damn stop, okay? Yeah. I ain't worried about the damn Bulls shooting a freaking fadeaway 38-footer.
Dude, I would love for the Bucks to play the Bulls.
I said that.
Okay, here, this is how I feel. When we were talking about the NFC playoffs, I wanted the Packers to play the Cowboys because the Cowboys are all hype and they're all like, oh my God, our offense is so good. I'm like, I want the Packers to play the Cowboys because they will wipe them off the face of the earth. Like, lick their thumb and wipe off grape jelly from your kid's chin. That's how the Packers would wax the Cowboys. That's how I feel about the Bucks towards the Bulls. The Bulls are all like, oh my God, we're so great because we have DeMar DeRozan. He should be the MVP. No, he should not. Stop saying that. He could be like, I don't know, 4th or 5th. He's fine being an all-star starter. He's helped you turn your team around. The Bucks would wipe the Bulls in 5 in a playoff series.
I said that. I said 4-1. Here's the best thing about DeRozan balling for the Bulls is we know a guy who knows a guy, and both those guys think that LaVine is still better. Isn't that funny? Oh man,
that was funny. I told them DeRozan.
They literally play on the same team now, the same offense. You literally don't need. They are literally the same team, the same position, basically, the same shot attempts. And we're clearly seeing who's better.
Yep.
Clearly DeMar DeRozan is better.
It's because Zach LaVine is hurt. Oh, whatever.
Well, how is that our fault that Levine is hurt 40 games of the year every year?
Yeah.
Okay? Some people just aren't built for the grind of the NBA season.
Here, I got it right here.
Yeah, that's right. And Giannis has that skill. Yeah,
Yep.
it's not close. It's really not. It's so far. And Zach still doesn't play no defense, and DeRozan barely plays defense. So are they stopping Middleton and Drew from getting to the basket?
Nope.
No, they're not, dude.
Middleton will shoot over them. Drew would out-muscle them.
Dude, we are going to absolutely plaster them. I am praying to God that we play the Bulls in the second round. Please let that happen. I want a guaranteed trip to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right?
That would be amazing. Can't ask for anything more.
All right. Last thing I'll throw out there: DeAndre Bembry is going to wear number 95 for the Bucks. He's going to be the first one to do that.
Yeah, that's what he wore for the Hawks, I think.
Yeah, nobody has worn number 95 for the Bucks, so that'll be the first.
It's pretty interesting.
All right, ready to talk Badgers?
Yeah, let's talk the shitty game against the Rutgers. Jesus. God. Just couldn't get over the hump, man. They couldn't. All right. First thing I'm going to say, we've been talking about this last couple weeks about crowd noise, right? And then this was after the Indiana game, and I had a couple people being all snarky. Oh, did Indiana's crowd noise matter to the Badgers? Let me ask you this. Do all these teams have superstars like Johnny Davis? No. No, they do not. Hey, you have a good night too, buddy. See you later. No, they don't. Johnny Davis is a superstar. He is one of the top 5 best players in college basketball this year. No arguments.
He's winning player of the year. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's winning player of the year.
And he loves playing villain. I've been saying that all year. He loves playing villain, going on the road, and just absolutely ripping your heart out, eating it, and then calling you a pussy to your face. Because he did that last night.
He did do that.
That was awesome. I'm trying to save that video because I want to put it up on the page. It was awesome. 2 shitty games played at home this season. Yeah, and it's because they have no energy to feed off of. I really believe that. You know, these are still young kids.
They need to put the students on the floor.
Yeah, these are still young kids who are 18, 19 years old. Momentum and noise would be a lot. You hit a 3, imagine the crowd going crazy. That can send you on a run.
When you're a road team and you have noise while you're coming up on offense, like that,
and you're trying to call the play out and shit,
it's intimidating. Yeah.
I mean, we probably don't lose the Rutgers if we have
a
a home court advantage. Let's be honest. I don't think we lose this game.
That's fair.
Game guard had a bad night. Coaching didn't put Davis. Dude, they were just doubling Johnny on every single catch. He would come off of pin downs. He'd come off of back cuts. He was coming off of everything. They were bringing him to the top, the side. They were trying to post him up. They were doubling him every single where.
Yep.
And because of that, Tyler Wall had a good game, 23 points.
Yep.
Personally, everybody was like, oh, if it wasn't for Wall, everybody else played bad. Well, Steven Crowell played pretty good. He only missed 1 shot. He had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. So Crowell played good, made a 3-pointer. Wall made a 3-pointer. Brad Davison just had a
he was forcing a lot of shots.
He was.
It's been like that for a few games.
He had a really bad game. I mean, 1 for 9 for 3. That's terrible. Badgers again with the 3 bench points. Yeah, thanks for showing up, guys. But the thing that happened, Rutgers were very balanced. Not enough. Yeah, I agree with that. Davis, we should have just threw him down there and forced them to double us down low and then shot a bunch of 3-pointers. That's what I would have done. That would have been my adjustment. But the Rutgers had 4 players in double figures. Ron Harper Jr. had a really, really good game. He played really well. End of the first half, he was in some foul trouble, and he ended up staying in and scoring some really key buckets, to kind of keep them in the game. They had an 18-point, 16-point, and 10. I mean, it was pretty even, but Ron Harper Jr. really was the star for Rutgers, and it just sucks because this feels like a game that we should have won.
So the reason that the Badgers should have won this game is free throws. Make your damn free throws. The Badgers. Anyways, the Badgers started 7 for 15 on free throws. That is awful, especially for a team that beats you by playing fundamentally and not turning the ball over and making free throws. To start 7 for 15. The Badgers and Rutgers had 7 points each on free throws, except the Badgers took 15 and Rutgers took 7.
Yep.
So that said, my main complaint about Greg Gard was not calling a timeout before halftime. That was don't remember how much time was left on the clock. I think it was like 12 seconds or something like that. And Greg Gard had 2 timeouts. Why call a timeout? Draw up a play. Try to get a point. Try to get some points before halftime.
Johnny going to the rim or something, right?
Something. I mean, Chucky or Crowell shooting a 3, get Davison a look. Like Davison's first shot of the game was drawn up from an out of bounds play. Davison came around screens, got a shot, and made it. Just I don't know. It just didn't feel like a real Badgers game. Like a lot of 50-50 balls were going Rutgers' way. Rutgers was slowing the game down and taking shots late in the shot clock, and they're fucking hitting all of them, which was annoying. But I did like to see Davison, at least in the first half, frustrating number 4 Mulcahy. In the first half, he was up in his jersey. He was getting him irritated. He was getting whiny with the refs. He'd been averaging 17 points in his last 4 games, and I think he had like 4 points in the first half. Obviously, the second half, he went nuts and got a bunch of assists and, whatever it is. But the second half to me was Davison forcing shots. Like, the Badgers got an offensive rebound. The ball got kicked out to Davison, and with like 18 seconds left on the shot clock, he shot a 3.
So what's your biggest gripe with the Bucks? Turnovers, right? That's the thing that you always talk about. The Badgers, the number 1 turnover team. Do you know what really happened in the second half? 9 turnovers.
And that's what I was getting to. Davison forcing shots, not frustrating Mulcahy the way he did in the first half. Yeah. Turnovers at the worst time, and not hitting free throws.
And like we said before, bad shots can equal to the same as a turnover. You turn the ball over, teams usually get runouts, right? You take a bad shot, teams get runouts. So bad shots, turnovers, like I'm saying, you're compounding that. That's what happened. And all the stuff that you're saying is credit to Rutgers. Rutgers came into our house, and they completely controlled this entire game.
Same with the 50-50 balls. Like, Rutgers was getting on them. Like, the rebounds, that's why I said it didn't really feel like a Badger game, because not making your free throws, turning the ball over, letting your team beat you to the 50-50 balls, all of that stuff. That's all stuff that the Badgers do that they didn't do.
Well, they responded. I'll say that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about Indiana.
So my point to crowd noise, right? The Badgers are so good on the road this year. 10-2, by the way, away from the Kohl Center. And a lot of the places that we play are loud. And they're talking, and their crowd is into it. Their student section's on the floor.
Big Ten is tough.
It's tough, man. There's a 3-way tie basically at the top. I mean, Illinois plays tonight against Rutgers at Rutgers, so we're cheering for Rutgers tonight.
Yep.
But to the crowd noise point, the Badgers play so good because they want to cancel out that crowd noise. Imagine if they had crowd noise at home and they wanted to get it louder and louder and louder.
Yeah.
I mean, that could just
Brad Davison's throwing his hands up in freaking Nebraska to get crowd noise for an opponent.
I mean, it's just annoying to me, I guess. I am just going to keep hammering that point. But the game last night, Brad Davison did play well. He made some really, really timely shots.
Yes, he did.
Hepburn, that guy has a set of nuts, man. He is not afraid of the moment. He hit a turnaround J with everybody screaming nasty things at him. He made an and one layup, dude. Yeah. He took that little dude to the shed. I mean, Crowell played pretty good, made a huge 3 last night, but hey, man, we got to give him his flowers. Johnny Davis made every damn play. Every single one that we needed. Man, we went down, what was it? We were down 7, I think, with like 10 minutes left, right? We were down like 60-53 or something like that. And
so I got it for you.
Yeah. Tell me.
The Badgers were down. Indiana went on a 10-0 run, and the Badgers were down 66-61 before they went on their run.
Yeah, they were down, and Johnny Davis is just like, you thought. And he's just making and one layups, dirty jumper. I mean, I told Tyler before the show, I'm like, dude, this dude hit some of the nastiest mid-range jumpers I've ever seen in my life. He hit the cross. The guy gave him the arm bar, and he just said, yup. And then he hit the turnaround, Jay, and I was just like, oh, hell no. Hell no, dude. This guy's a monster. I'm gonna let Tyler talk, but we got some crazy stuff to talk about.
They, I don't know why Indiana kept letting Johnny Davis get baseline, because he hit one where like the dude was right on him, and then the center came down, and he stopped and put a floater up over the center from the side of the hoop.
You talking about the dunk? The replay on Crowell? Are you talking about the dunk on the other bounds, I think? Because that was a massive, massive play. That was a good play.
Yeah, that was. I don't know what the deal was with that. Why Indiana thought that was going to be their ball, or you know what, like why it needed to be reviewed that long. Like Crowell was definitely had the ball saved. Yeah, when he saved the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, that was clear as day. That was clear as day. I forgot about that because it was so clear. Like I didn't even think that was that
you could see the ball coming back into the frame like way before Crowell's other foot hit down.
Now that I think about it, he didn't want to give us the replay. He kind of wanted Indiana to win the game, I think. At least that's how I
felt. So this game, the Badgers did really, really well getting in the paint early in this game. And then they had really good early ball movement, just shots were not falling. They stayed aggressive on offense. That kept them in the game. Johnny Davis had 11 points. It seemed like he really turned it on in this game. Like he really flipped a switch and just went super nuts. 7 points in the last 4 minutes of the first half. They tuned back in on defense, and then they were doing good jobs contesting shots without fouling, so they really turned up the defense towards the end of the first half. Second half. So Stephen Crowell, he doesn't score a ton. Like it feels like he's good for 8 to 12 a game, but I swear all of the baskets that he hits are all at the perfect time.
Yeah. Like the three-pointer.
That's how I feel about Stephen Crowell.
Yeah, timely. That's a good way to explain him.
There were some really freaking weak foul calls in this game. It was really annoying for a while. The Badgers, just make your free throws. Johnny missed 2 out of 2 at one point. Make your free throws. Make your free throws.
Brad Davison went 10 to 10.
Yes, he did. Indiana went on a 10-0 run from the 16:28 to the 13:07 mark. That's when I think when Crowell hit that 3. Indiana went up 66-61. And then it was Johnny Davis time. The Badgers finished the game on a 13-3 run. All 13 points, Johnny Davis.
I'm for that too.
Brad said he'd like to see more pick and roll with Davis and Crowell. Actually, I have this in my notes from the Rutgers game. Chucky Hepburn and Stephen Crowell actually ran a really nice pick and roll. When Chucky and Crowell ran it, Chucky dropped off a really nice bounce pass to Crowell, and Crowell got an and one out of it. So I think it was last week, me, you, and Mike talked about wanting to see the Badgers just work in a little more pick and roll into their offense instead of so much of the dribble handoff motion that they run.
Yeah, they run that all the time. But it does get Johnny going, and it gets him at ISO on the top.
It gets him baseline drives a lot, too. And yes, Davis does get a lot of it.
They use him as a decoy sometimes, though.
Yeah.
I'll say that. They use him as a decoy sometimes.
Especially early in the games. That's why it seems like he gets off to kind of some slow starts, and then, once some other guys get going, then they kind of have to, go back to playing the Badgers honest, and then that's when Johnny Davis takes over. But I got to say this. As much as Trace Jackson Davis killed the Badgers last night, I respect the hell out of him. You can tell when he plays that he loves playing basketball. And even though he's from Indiana and it's a conference rival, like I respect the hell out of Trace Jackson Davis just because, like I said, you can see the passion when he plays that he loves playing basketball. So
and he wants to win. Yeah.
So good for him. I hope he has success, not against the Badgers or Wisconsin teams, but
I agree.
Yeah, good for him everywhere else. Is there anything else you want to say?
The Badgers own in Indiana. I mean, we're 20 the last 20 the stat is now. I mean, absolutely destroying them. You mentioned that Johnny Davis scored the last 13 of the game, right?
Yep.
Yep. So I mean, that's amazing. Badgers are 12-1 in games this year decided by 6 points or less.
Yep.
And here's one that's going to be really big. Coming up in the next couple weeks here. I mean, the Big Ten tournament's coming up. March Madness is coming up. So we're starting to get to a really, really exciting time, and we got a pie bet for that coming up. So anybody that wants to be in, Brad, you seem to know your stuff about college, so why don't you jump in on this? We'll talk about that in a sec here. But
let's do the power pair first.
I wanted to say the quad one stat real quick. The Badgers last night was their 9th quad one win, and if you don't know what quad one is, quad one is categorized like this. If you're at home and you're playing any team that's ranked in the top 30, that's a quad one win. If you're at a neutral site, anybody in the top 50. And if you're away, any team in the top 75. So you're thinking top 75, oh my God. But dude, there's like 300.
I think it's like 326 or something like that.
Yeah, so you're getting into the top 75. You're getting into some Power 5 conferences.
That's still the top 25% of NCAA.
Yeah, you're getting the best of the best, basically. So the Badgers being tied for first and having 9 wins, 9 of their 20 wins. That's damn near
almost
half of their wins are against top opponents. That's going to be something that's going to be really huge in the next couple of weeks here.
Yeah. All right. Power pair. It's a really awkward for me because Johnny Davis was the obvious choice, even though he didn't play that well in the Rutgers game as far as a box score is concerned because he only had 11 points. But he was still 5 for 10 on field goals, so he's still 50% there. 10 of 15 in last night's game, 10 of 14 at the free throw line. Only 1 for 4 on free throws against Rutgers. You got to get Johnny Davis to the free throw line more. And then you got to make them. You got to get there, but you got to make them too. Yep. One thing that I want to say about Johnny Davis as a potential criticism is he's got to get the turnovers down. Got to get the turnovers down. He had 4 turnovers in both games. Just want to see Johnny Davis get those turnovers down a little bit. But we asked 2 weeks ago when we did the mid-season progress report for the Badgers if Johnny Davis was Player of the Year. First of all, the answer is yes. Second of all, here's why. 25-plus point games. Johnny Davis has 8 of them. Johnny Davis has 8 25-plus point games. Frank Kaminsky, when he won his Player of the Year, had 6.
Whoa.
Johnny Davis has 8.
That's that faster pace, though. I'll say that.
That helps, yes. All right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I split up my other power pair and I picked Tyler Wall for the first one and Brad Davison for the second one. So I split it up half and half for my second of the power pair because it was hard to find a player that played well in both games.
So my first one, Johnny Davis, he ended up shooting 50%. So I mean, he didn't play super well against Rutgers, but nobody really did except 2 players.
Yep.
And one of the 2 that played good in both of them, and we just called timely because I have it written down, that's why I said that, is Steven Crowell.
Steven Crowell, all right. I like
10
it.
points, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. He was 9 of 13, so he shot 69%. Nice. And he was 2 of 3 on threes, man. He made some big-time threes. He's a big-time player. I give him credit for playing tough down low. I mean, first year, really a lot of playing time. He's still getting into it, I think. I think he's starting to come to his own more and more. But
Only a sophomore.
Yeah, he's playing well. He's gonna grow and he's gonna get better, and he's already shown me enough improvement that I can put him in my power pair. And I think he played great this week.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
He's gonna have to play good on March 1st.
Tomorrow's is the Bucks. I don't
Bucks.
even know.
Yeah, the Badgers. Then that Badgers next game is Sunday at noon against Michigan. And then they play Wednesday at Minnesota. So that's the 2 games to look forward to. But which is really nice because we have a Thursday episode next week.
Yes, we do.
March 1st, dude. Purdue is coming to town. That is a massive game. Circle the
Kohl Center needs to be loud that game.
Come on, man. One time. Just get loud, dude. We're going to have a top 5 team coming to our house. This could be for the Big Ten title at that point. The next game
Yeah.
after that is Nebraska, so we're gonna win that one.
Yeah. It just occurred to me as we were doing our power pair that I didn't give my second one for the Bucks, and
Oh,
it was. I told Jake this was going to be the second last person that he thought of because I told him he knew Jordan Wara was going to be the last person. But the second last person that you might think of is Lindell Wigington. So
Yeah.
I wanted to give him some credit in the power pair part of this because the Bucks haven't had George Hill for like 7 or 8 games now. So just the fact that he's being available and coming in, he's now had his career high back-to-back nights. So Monday was his career high, 11 points, and then last night was scored 12 points, which is his new career high. But in just about 20 minutes a game, he's given the Bucks 9.3 points and 3 rebounds in the last 3 games. So 9 and 3 for a guy who's only playing 20 minutes a game. He's 5 for his last 13 on threes and 7 for 11 on his last 11 free throws. So just wanted to give him some credit in the power pair part of this that Lindell Wigington has been helpful for the Bucks.
do you want to know the most important thing he did last night? He showed Embiid and Harden how to do a step back 3-pointer.
That was nice. Dude, he hit 2 in a row. That was really nice. And then he took one really bad one, and Budenholzer took him out.
Yeah. Yeah. He was like, no.
No, you don't do that. Yep, yeah.
No,
Your
man.
light's not that green.
Why don't you explain the pie bet? Explain the pie bet so everybody can get
All
it.
right,
And
so-
do it.
Really simple. When the bracket comes out, make one, send it to us on Messenger, and you're in. Number 1's going to get a $25 Parker Johns gift certificate, and whoever finishes last gets the least amount right, gets pie to the face. That's it.
Yeah.
Those are the rules.
And hopefully it's not me this time. Because
It's going to be you. I mean, you're going to go down as the all-time pie bet championship. I should have made a leaderboard. That's what I should do.
I'm
I should
gonna
make
be-
a leaderboard for pie bets. That's a good idea.
that is a good idea. We're thinking
You got to
about
have
ideas.
5 already?
Well, I just took one. I took the first ever one. I think I'm at 4 or 5. I can't remember. I got too much
4.
freaking pie stuck in my
Yeah,
ears
you got
and
4.
eyes.
Curtis has 2. Your dad has 1.
Yep. Oh man, Dad got hit with the pumpkin too. Ooh, so
Yeah.
hard.
That was we got to
I
be there
should
for that.
not
one. That
have
was
did
nice.
pumpkin. That was so rude. So rude. So
All right.
yeah, we're
Go
gonna
ahead.
do a pie bet. That'll be fun.
Yep.
I wanted to mention about maybe what's happening after the Andy Herman show if we're switching time.
Yes. So next week we will not be here on Wednesday. Next week we will have a Thursday show. Next week we're still going to start at 4:30, but the following week, which will be the first show of March. I don't know exactly what day of the week it is.
It might
I think
actually
it's
be March 1st. Might actually be March 1st.
It's either the first or the second. I don't know. I don't have a calendar near me.
It is the second.
Okay, March 2nd. So we are going to start at 4 o'clock that day. So we're going to move the show up from 4:30 to 4. So starting March 2nd, we're going to start shows at 4 o'clock. But next week, we are going to be Thursday at 4:30. Jake, did you want to say anything about the Big Ten before we are done?
Yeah. I dove into the Big Ten title regular season race. It's actually pretty interesting. Right now, Illinois is sitting at first, half game above Wisconsin and Purdue, tied for second. Wisconsin would be above Purdue, obviously, because we hold the tiebreaker over them. But Wisconsin and Purdue are both 11-4, and Illinois is 11-3 right now. And I went through the remaining schedules and the conference record for all of them. Illinois plays at Rutgers tonight, so that's a big game. We're cheering for Rutgers. They're 9-5 in the Big Ten, have 3 straight wins versus quality opponents.
I think they're all ranked, actually. I think it was the first time in Rutgers history that they've beaten 3 ranked opponents in a row.
And their first ever win at Wisconsin. So, I mean, they did a couple firsts against the Badgers. Then they play at Michigan State, who's not on a hot streak. Ohio State, at Michigan, versus Penn State, versus Iowa. So the remaining conference schedule for Illinois, and this is in 6 games, they have 46 and 35. So, I mean, that could be pretty tough. You're playing some heavy hitters.
That sounds tough.
Wisconsin, let me remind you, they're 10-2 on the road this year, and I think that they're gonna win their last road game. They have 2 left, Minnesota and Rutgers, but they play Michigan on Sunday. Minnesota, they play at Rutgers. They play Purdue on March 1st, and then they play Nebraska last game of the year. Brad Davison's last game as a Badger.
Of course, it's against Nebraska. He's gonna light them up.
Oh my God, it's gonna be awesome. The remaining schedule for Wisconsin is 31 and 39. Purdue, their remaining schedule is 41 and 31. They play at Northwestern. I believe that is tonight as well. Then they play versus Rutgers, at Michigan State, at us, and then versus Indiana. So to me, Purdue has the hardest remaining schedule.
Yeah.
Even if you're looking at the record. But those 5 games, at Michigan State, still not easy. I don't care if Michigan State's playing good or not. They're going to turn it around. They're too talented.
And
Tom
they're well
Izzo's
coached.
too good.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, at Northwestern is not an easy game. It feels like one of those awkward games. My cat is crawling all over my table right now, so this is really disrespectful. Anyway, she just
Pick it up.
Rutgers is a good team, obviously. At Wisconsin is not easy, even though our crowd isn't into it. Please be loud. And then versus Indiana. Indiana's pretty bad away from their home court, but Indiana's still a viable opponent. So, I mean, Purdue will probably lose a game or two. As long as Illinois loses 2 games and the Badgers only lose 1, then we'll be all good to go. I want the regular season title bad because it's such a good conference.
Yeah.
I really want the regular season bad.
I
don't care about the Big Ten tourney.
The preseason expectations that we've had, like the Badgers have already exceeded them as far as like
100%.
wins are concerned. Yeah, and I know I texted you this last night when we were talking about the Badger game, but Chucky Hepburn's getting the keys to the car next year.
Hold on, I just thought of something. Me and you both predicted 19 wins, did we not?
Yes, we did.
Last night they got their 20th win.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying they already exceeded our expectations.
I didn't realize that till right now. Well, yeah, they're playing well, man. Michigan really took a dump, and they were preseason top 5, aren't they?
I don't know. I don't care.
Oh, I thought they were just projected to win. No, Purdue was projected to win, and then Michigan was projected to be the team that went after them, Illinois. But we just pushed Michigan out, and now we're in the spot Michigan was supposed to be in right now.
That's fair.
I mean, if Wisconsin wins versus Michigan, I mean, even if, just after that win in India, they win versus Michigan at Minnesota, and they create a little win streak here, I could see them popping into the top 10 maybe?
You could see top 10. They're probably going to drop, but...
Imagine if they beat Purdue. Say they beat Purdue, right, and we win the Big Ten in the regular season. Say that win at Purdue wins us the Big Ten. I'm just giving you a scenario. Do you think the Badgers will end the season in the top 5?
All right, I'm going to look where they're at now.
They're 15, I think.
Wisconsin. Yes, they're 15. Michigan's terrible. Minnesota's bad. Rutgers is getting there. If Rutgers wins tonight, I could see them being ranked next week.
They should be ranked now, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. Purdue and Nebraska. I'd like to see Nebraska. I really, really believe that Nebraska can upset somebody.
They have 1 win.
It's not gonna. I mean, like they're gonna upset somebody good. Like,
well, they don't play.
The Nebraska plays Maryland, Northwestern, Iowa, Penn State, Ohio State, and Wisconsin. So maybe they'll beat Ohio State before.
Oh my God! That would be.
Bryce
insane.
McGowan's is good.
He is.
Nebraska's gonna beat somebody, but
that's why I said that in the chat one day. I was like, dude, the Big Ten is crazy. Even Nebraska's got an NBA player.
Yeah, exactly.
McGowan is an NBA player. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's already got. He reminds me of Jason Tatum.
I can see that.
He's got a way to go till he gets there, but that's who he reminds me of.
I can see that.
He looks like a skinnier version of Jason Tatum. That's how he plays.
Which is pretty crazy because Jason Tatum's already a stick.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I don't see top 5 because they only have 1 ranked opponent remaining, and like 3 of the last 5 games they have are poopy.
Yeah, they are. The Badgers easily have the easiest road to the title.
So
just win the remainers against the stinkers,
let's see,
and then get revenge. What did you just say, James? All right, James. That's it. Your respect level just went down 1 tier because you just said that.
Tatum is the GOAT.
Don't ever say that again.
Go away. Jaylen Brown was better than him last night. All right. Anyways, with 2 Mondays in between there, so they have 2 chances to move up. I could see top 10. I don't think they'll get to top 5.
Well, the Big Ten's probably
I
going to
can't believe
have...
Purdue is still number 3. They have 4 conference losses. All 4 of their losses are in the Big Ten. They're number 3.
They're number 3 right now? I thought they were like
That's
number
what-
6 or something.
Pretty sure I just saw 3.
I thought they were number 6.
Maybe it was 5.
Oh, maybe it was 5. But Illinois, what are they ranked?
Yeah, they're number 5.
Like 14? Illinois is like 14th or something.
They
like that.
should be ahead of Purdue. They have the same number of losses.
No, Purdue just smacked the hell out of them. Purdue just smacked the hell out of Illinois the other day. That's why. They beat them by almost 20 points. It was like 84-68 or something.
Purdue should not be number 5. That's what I meant.
Purdue's really, really good. I just think that Wisconsin's better. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
We went into your house and beat you.
Wisconsin, I mean, you look at their losses. I mean, it's Rutgers, Michigan State, Ohio State, and what's the one I'm forgetting? Badgers have 4 losses. Who's the one I'm forgetting?
I don't know.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh, they lost that game early in the year when Johnny Davis sat out. That nobody team. It was like the second game of the year.
No, they lost to Ohio State. They lost to Michigan State. Had to have been in November then?
It was the second
Yeah, they
game
lost
of the
to
year.
Providence.
Yep. And Providence is ranked. No, they're not. Are they ranked?
Not anymore. They were.
They were for a little bit.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, they're ranked. They're number 8.
Yeah. I knew it. Yeah.
Yeah, they just lost
so
to
it's-
Villanova. Yeah.
So it's not a
They're
number
number 8.
But we lost that game close, and we didn't have Johnny Davis.
Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull it up. So we lost to Rutgers.
Yep. Who's on fire.
Yeah. I'm going to pull
Not saying that as an excuse, but they're just literally on fire. We're part of them being on fire, but they're on fire.
I'm pulling it up. So, basketball D1.
Oh, boy.
I'm pulling it up, so we're going to put this together.
And they beat Houston, who is now, I think they're number 6.
6.
Yeah, and they beat Houston in a neutral site. So having that win and then beating Purdue as well, I mean, how can the Badgers not be a 2 seed? If they run the table and they win the Big Ten, they have to be a 2 seed. I'm sorry.
So, this year, the Badgers have lost to the number 5, number 8, number 18, and number 19.
Those are our
and
losses.
Rutgers, let's see, here we go. That's 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Rutgers is at 34.
That's lower than I would have thought, but still respectable. It's not
Yeah.
like you're losing to a nobody, you know? Oh,
That's,
so they're
that's
really
quad
not that,
1.
Yeah, they're still not that close to being in the top 25. I thought they'd have been closer to being ranked.
They had 10 votes
Oh,
for
okay.
for
I
being
think
ranked.
if Rutgers
10
wins
points, whatever.
tonight, they're definitely getting ranked next week. 100%.
Yeah. I think it's their record that hurts them more than their resume.
Yeah. They win tonight, though. That right, if they win tonight, the Badgers basically can just run the table and win the Big Ten.
Yeah. All right, man. You got anything else?
Nah, man, we got no sports tonight, so it's just gonna be a family night for me. But tomorrow we're gonna
Watch Marquette
embarrass
tonight.
Embiid. Oh, we could do that. Could watch Marquette.
Definitely
we're just
keep an
gonna play
eye
a
on
board
that. Definitely keep an eye on that Rutgers Purdue game.
Yeah, No, it's Rutgers, Illinois.
Illinois,
But
yeah, Illinois.
I might actually turn that on and watch that one because the baby and my girlfriend go to bed at like freaking 6:30 at night, so I got nothing to do.
All right. Well,
All right,
next
man.
week, if anybody watching has any Packers related questions that is Aaron Rodgers coming back or are him and his girlfriend still together, ask us on the page, ask us anywhere, throw comments on this video or anything, or send us a message. Any kind of Packers related questions you have that isn't being asked, let us know. We are going to have Andy Herman on with the show next Thursday. And we're going to be talking lots and lots of Packers because we're only going to have one Bucks game to recap. So,
Yep.
yeah.
We'll
So,
be able to talk about
lots
the
of
All-Star
Packers
stuff,
discussion.
though. Maybe him
Yeah.
winning the skills
Yeah.
challenge and shit. So, but and then we'll only have
Rose.
we'll have 2 Badgers games. 2 Badgers
Yeah,
game, 1
and-
Bucks
and
game,
one
and then
Bucks game,
Packers. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we're gonna start with the Packers next week with Andy Herman with us. So any Packers related questions you want, message us, comment here, let us know, post it in the Wisco Fanatics group. Let us know, and we will put them in with the list of questions we already have.
Let me just say this. Not just this week. If you ever have any questions, that's part of the
Yes.
reason we started this. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
ever have any questions, send them to us, man. It might be something that we didn't even think of. Like it probably is, because we can't think of everything. If you have something that you want answered, we will do the research and
Like,
we will look it up. We love that.
James
That's why we do
James
this.
is a perfect example. Like 2 weeks
Yep.
ago, James asked us Brett Favre or Drew Brees. Like that's a good question. That's something that
It
isn't
is.
really talked about. Everybody's always Rodgers, Brady, whatever Brady,
Yeah.
whatever whoever Brady. Yeah, Brees Favre was one that's really I've never heard that question before. So that was
Yeah,
that was a good one to get into a little bit. So yeah, any questions? Yeah, that's a good point.
I might actually, I might do a Jason Tatum versus Chris Middleton now, just because he said Tatum was the GOAT. I might do that, just for shits and giggles. But other than that,
you could do a small
send them into
forwards
us,
ranking.
man.
That's always fun.
I will. Maybe I will. And this is a hot take, but it's coming from me, and I want you to hear it. LeBron James is not a top 5 player in the NBA anymore.
Let's see.
Giannis, Durant, Curry, Embiid, and Jokic. All 5 of those players are better than LeBron right now. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
I
the
can agree
hard
with that.
truth. It's the hard truth.
Sorry, he's 37. He's still not.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's still
sorry.
top 10. Sorry.
Well, he's definitely top 10, but
Yeah.
he's not top 5 anymore.
He might be number 6.
He doesn't play a lick of defense, so you can't even use that as an argument anymore. And
Yeah.
Curry's ability to
Yeah.
hit threes, sorry.
Yeah,
But with that being said, man,
that's
let's,
fair.
let's call her a night. Notebook's officially closed. That means the show is over.
All right. Well, I will see you next Thursday.
All right, man. I'm super excited. Let's do this.
Yeah, that'll be a good one next week.